Okay, good morning, everyone. I'd like to call to order the open meeting for Thursday, October 7th, 2021, and ask the Commission Secretary for information on today's agenda.
Each Commissioner has independently reviewed the minutes of the open meeting of Thursday, September 30th, 2021, and each has informed me there's no need to discuss those minutes.
I move we approve the minutes of Thursday, September 30th, 2021.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Each Commissioner has independently reviewed the agenda, and each has informed me there's no need to discuss the notices associated with agenda items 2 through 10, or the suggested minute associated with agenda item 12, modifying the application of Wisconsin Valley Improvement Company to include all of the conditions listed by Commission staff and identified in the agenda memorandum.
We approve the notices of investigation associated with agenda items 2 and 3.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. Move we approve the notices of proceeding associated with agenda items 4 through 10.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. Agenda item 12, docket 6725, SB 104. I move that we approve Wisconsin Valley Improvement Company's request for a certificate of authority to restructure its existing securities into 2 new loan structures with lower interest rates.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that brings us to agenda item 11, which is docket 1-IC-534. This is an application for intervenor compensation filed by Clean Wisconsin. They are seeking intervenor compensation to participate in docket 5-CE-153, which is a joint application by Wisconsin Public Service Corporation and Wisconsin Power Company to construct a reciprocating internal combustion engine at the existing Weston generating station. After correcting for a mathematical error, Clean is seeking $68,080, and they are proposing to hire an attorney, to hire a consultant, and to use a staff scientist to look at various issues in the Rice unit case. So I took a look at their work plan, and as raised in the memo, there was some question about whether or not Mr. Mathewson's time was appropriate or whether it was going to be duplicative. And so taking a look at it and understanding what is normally done by staff in terms of the EA, I think Mr. Mathewson's time should be cut in half. I would actually take the dollars allowed for Mr. Mathewson, and I would just cut them in half. Mr. Hausman and Mr. Portier, I didn't have any problem with either of those. So at the risk of making a mistake in terms of math, I would remove half of Mr. Mathewson as being duplicative. I would still allow him to advise the applicant as supported in the work plan. So I would allocate $5,865 to him. I would keep the budgets for Portier and Hausman the same, and so that brings the total of their request down to $62,215. And so that puts me at Alt 2 with that $62,215. Commissioner Nowak?
Thank you. Yeah, I reviewed the application, and there were some, first of all, procedural hiccups, which I had some concerns about with their late intervention request, and it's kind of granting by default in a scheduling order. I was a little concerned about how that came about, but no party objected to it. However, I looked at their work plan and what they proposed. I think the 2 individuals who, not in addition to Mr. Mathewson, Mr. Hausman's work would be duplicative of what staff is. I'm not sure it's going to add to the record. I also then look, and when you look at the criteria under 3.02, the work of their attorney work, it didn't seem to me there was no demonstration then that his work and time would cause a financial harm to the entity itself based on the financials they provided. So I would not award any dollars.
Okay, Commissioner Huebner?
Yeah, I think that obviously this is a case. It's a new technology. It's part of a larger generation reshaping plan for WEC, and my view that more expert witnesses in the case is going to help us build the records, help us understand the technology and the trade-offs, the impacts, et cetera. So I was prepared to fund this application. I wish I would have seen more about Dr. Mathewson's work specifically. I was, but he's intervened. They've intervened in the past. I thought his work and contributions have added value to the record, so I was prepared to fund him. But I'll join the chair at the half of his funding amount, and so I'll be at alt 2 with you on that. That's fine.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
We get. So in matter 1, IC 534, I would move that we modify the amount per the discussion today and approve the intervenor compensation in that amount.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
No.
Okay. All right, that concludes our official business for the open part of this meeting right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into closed session pursuant to our agenda and Wisconsin Statute 19.85 to discuss the litigation matters as appeared in our notice. And then after the closed session, we will come back and we will have the informational session as was also indicated on our notice. So right now we'll go into closed.
All right, I'll move that we go into closed session pursuant to 1985 sub 1 sub G to discuss the item related to agenda item 13. Then we will reconvene pursuant to 1985 sub 2.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're in closed. Open session, we discussed agenda item 13 in closed session. And so now we're going to adjourn our open meeting, and then immediately following that, we will have an informational meeting. And for anybody who's listening, I'll just remind you that the agenda for that informational meeting is available on the Commission's event calendar. So our next open meeting is scheduled for Thursday, October 14th, 2021. 2014? 2014. I mean, no. Back to the future. 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. Yes. Yeah. I got it. I'm 2021. Our next open meeting is scheduled for Thursday, October 14th, 2021 at 2 p.m.
Well, we stand adjourned until October 14th at 2 p.m. 2021.
Not 2021.
In 20.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.